Hey guys, and welcome to the fourth installment of our series on blockchain and crypto for beginners. Today, we're going to go over the second most important crypto, Ethereum. Once again, these videos are focused on beginners, but even if you already know about the crypto space, this can serve as a good refresher for some of the basics. So let's dive in. When Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin in a 2008 white paper, he simultaneously introduced the idea of blockchain. It got some really smart people thinking. If this blockchain technology can be used to decentralize money, why can't it be used to decentralize everything else? Ethereum is a blockchain network developed by the, at the time, 19-year-old Canadian-Russian programmer Vitalik Buterin, who saw the possibilities behind Bitcoin's design to usher in a world that is fairer, safer, and more transparent through decentralization. Decentralization means doing away with centralized power structures occupied by powerful gatekeepers or monopolistic middlemen. The internet is the ultimate example of decentralization. No one owns the internet, and it's almost impossible to shut it down at this point. But when we think we are enjoying surfing the net for free, scrolling social media for free, and making single-click purchases easily, we're paying with something much more valuable: our data and privacy. This is harvested for commercial use, and potentially for something with more dire consequences, like spreading propaganda or manipulating public discourse. These tech giants have grown so big and powerful that they essentially own all our data and identity. With so much of our lives digitized nowadays, privacy and data security are crucial for us to function as a society. Lives can be destroyed, assets stolen, identities hijacked. In a decentralized world, we don't have to pay costly fees for middlemen to maintain layers and layers of security, because there is no single point of failure. In a decentralized world, we're better able to protect our privacy because our data can't be owned by a single entity. In his own words, Buterin said, "A blockchain is at its core a security technology, a technology that is fundamentally all about protecting people and helping them survive in such an unfriendly world." However, it would be inefficient for every app to build its own blockchain. Buterin wanted to create a common platform for the development of these decentralized apps, or DApps, and thus Ethereum was born in 2015. Just how Apple ushered in a mobile app boom when it launched its App Store in 2008, Ethereum ushered in a decentralized app boom when it went live, enabling developers to create applications that expanded the use of blockchain to a myriad of uses. One great example is this. Bitcoin's function is essentially limited to the transfer and store of value. This means that you can send some Bitcoin to someone on the other side of the world, and someone can also send you Bitcoin, but that's about it. With Ethereum, you can loan your Bitcoin to someone and earn interest on it. But you might think, what if the borrower doesn't return it to me? This is where a DApp smart contract comes in. It can be coded to release your Bitcoin to the borrower only after he deposits the right amount of collateral into your crypto wallet. And being a smart contract, it will automatically liquidate the collateral if he doesn't pay back, so that you get back your principal. This way, you earn interest on your Bitcoin instead of just letting it sit there, with the smart contract taking care of default risk. Okay, in practice, it's not so straightforward and risk-free just yet, but we'll keep things simple for this video. The kind of technology I just described is called DeFi, short for decentralized finance, the umbrella term for all the banking stuff that one can do without banks, like borrowing and lending money directly, peer-to-peer, with anyone around the world. Here's yet another commonplace example. Imagine you want to buy a digital book from someone on the other side of the world. Your main issue would be trust. If you first wire the money to this person, what guarantee do you have that the seller will actually send you the product? Conversely, the seller also risks not receiving any payment if they send you the book first. One common solution is finding an intermediary or a trusted escrow service that holds the payment and only releases it upon proof that the product has been delivered. Of course, the escrow company will likely charge fees in exchange for their service. Yet, even in this situation, you must still trust and hope that the intermediary will act in good faith, as they too could choose to keep your money and run. Employing a smart contract on the Ethereum network eliminates all of these concerns. A code that automatically sends you a copy of the book once a specified amount of funds has been transferred to a target account is a much more effective solution. Besides the buyer and the seller, no additional parties are required, no extra fees are collected, and everything happens with public transaction records verifiable on the blockchain. Many of the biggest DApps on Ethereum currently are DeFi applications. There's over $47 billion of value locked across all DeFi, according to DeFi Llama. But besides DeFi, other DApps are being built on Ethereum, with new applications. You can play games and earn crypto that can be converted into fiat money. That's called GameFi. Your favorite singer or filmmaker can create an NFT, and when you buy it, you become a shareholder in the profits from his or her next movie. You can even vote on the creative direction. Or you could form a company of professionals to marshal collective expertise and take on the gig economy without electing someone to boss you around. Your portfolio is on-chain and everything is transparent. That's a DAO. But existing applications are also getting decentralized. You can surf the web without Google tracking your every move, hence preserving your privacy and attention because you'll not be manipulated through behavior tracking apps. Not only that, you get paid for watching ads. That's BAT, or BAT, Basic Attention Token. So as you can see, in a decentralized world, no single corporation owns anything. Instead, ownership is distributed, and that means you also get a share. All these DApps are coming together to form what you may have heard of, Web3, an internet where everything from your data, your identity, and your attention is controlled and monetized by you alone. But if a DApp is decentralized, who executes it? The magic at the heart of it is called a smart contract. Contracts already govern much of our everyday lives. If we buy a set of speakers online and it doesn't function, we trust that the merchant will give us an exchange or a refund. Failing which, we lodge a complaint with our local consumer protection agency. If we buy insurance and something bad happens, we trust that the insurance company will pay us. If they don't, we take them to court. In these situations, we have to trust that the company will make restitution when they fail to deliver. And if they don't, we have to trust our local enforcement agencies to enforce those contracts. What if you didn't need to trust people, but instead you could trust computer codes and math? That's what a smart contract is, a computer program that automatically carries out a set of rules when certain conditions are met. In a smart contract, the code will say something like, if this event happens, pay party A $10,000. You don't have to file vexatious paperwork and spend lots of money hiring lawyers to take the insurance form to court. The payout is executed immediately if conditions are satisfied. In other words, there's no room for dispute. Of course, like any software, smart contracts are still vulnerable to hacks and bugs through human error or biases. But this example nevertheless captures the possibilities smart contracts can offer, and in fact are already offering. As these smart contracts are all stored on the Ethereum blockchain, DApp code cannot be taken down. Even if the developer team behind the DApp disbanded, the DApp will continue to function, because it lives on in thousands of P2P computers worldwide. As long as a computer somewhere has a copy of the blockchain, the smart contract can carry on forever. This brings us to the fuel of the Ethereum network, called Ether or ETH. Every action done by the DApp smart contracts I've previously described requires computational power to execute. The fee to get this computational work done is paid not in the form of dollars using credit cards or other online payment methods, but instead by Ethereum cryptocurrency called Ether. As such, if you want to use any DApp, you need to have at least a small amount of ETH to use the network. This payment in the form of ETH also means that DApp developers do not need to go through the hassle of integrating with third-party payment providers in order to get paid. They can get paid directly in ETH and cash it out in fiat money. So where do these ETH coins come from? They're created by miners and stakers who maintain the network. Its supply is decentralized and completely transparent, not controlled by any government or the Ethereum Foundation. There are three main parts to this entire Ethereum ecosystem that makes everything work. Once a new smart contract code is created and added to the blockchain, it then gets executed in a simulated computer environment called the Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM. But these smart contracts only state the rule, if X, then Y. Something else is needed to process and carry out this rule. This something else, or somethings else, are the thousands of decentralized contributors known as nodes, which maintain the EVM and compute the smart contracts, so long as the network receives the required fee, known as gas. Otherwise, the contract is terminated. Once this computational work is done and the transaction is complete, it gets added to the Ethereum blockchain, the third and final component. Any activity performed on Ethereum, whether it's moving funds between wallets or using a DApp, is stored on its blockchain as a data transaction. To have this data transaction added to the blockchain, a fee needs to be paid to a miner. This is the Ether cryptocurrency. However, after all this good news, there is another side to Ethereum. Because of its success, Ethereum has been facing serious congestion issues, which has in turn caused sky-high transaction fees, historically getting above $50 for a simple transaction. Almost 3,000 out of the 4,000 existing DApps are built on Ethereum. In response to this, Ethereum is trying to upgrade its blockchain by transitioning from its original design to a new one. This transition is one of the most anticipated events in the crypto world. To use some more specific technical terms, it's moving from proof of work to a proof of stake consensus mechanism. While proof of work offers time-tested security, This is what Bitcoin uses, and it's never been hacked. Proof of stake is much more scalable, meaning it can not only process more transactions per second, but do it cheaper and in a more energy efficient manner. Since Ethereum has been experiencing congestion issues for quite some time, multiple layer 2 scaling solutions have been built to solve these problems. Polygon, for example, uses its own solution to more efficiently process the majority of the information involved in a transaction before sending the key data back to the Ethereum blockchain. At the same time, many other blockchains are giving Ethereum a run for its money. Some of the biggest Ethereum killers include Solana, Cardano, Near Protocol, Polkadot, and Avalanche. These blockchains differ in how they approach the challenge of scalability. Solana, for example, relies on hardware innovation, while Near Protocol uses a highly technical concept of distributed database management called sharding. What's becoming apparent, however, is that each approach comes with a trade-off. Ethereum, which prioritizes decentralization and security, is facing the issue of scalability, whereas Solana, attempting to solve this scalability issue, has sacrificed security and decentralization. Its highly centralized network presented the risk of single points of failures. Just in the first 6 months of 2022, it's experienced 12 outages. Now, let's take a step back and look at Ethereum's history a little more. Who's behind Ethereum? As I mentioned at the beginning, the creator is Vitalik Buterin, who first proposed Ethereum in his 2013 white paper, which outlined the goal to build decentralized applications. He later dropped out of his computer science program at the University of Toronto after receiving a $100,000 grant from the Thiel Foundation to work on Ethereum full-time. Ethereum was subsequently co-founded by 8 individuals, including Buterin, 2 of whom have gone on to establish competing blockchains. Gavin Wood, who served as the first CTO at the Ethereum Foundation, authored a yellow paper defining the EVM and developed the Solidity programming language in which most Ethereum smart contracts are written. Went on to co-found Polkadot, since leaving Ethereum in 2016. Charles Hoskinson helped establish the Ethereum Foundation in Switzerland, but left the project shortly after to found another Ethereum killer, Cardano. So, in conclusion, despite Ethereum facing stiff competition from other Layer 1 chains, it's still holding steady as the reigning programmable blockchain for DApps. As you can see from the examples I mentioned, its programmability continuously sees new use cases and will potentially revolutionize much of our lives. The hassle, costs, and time taken to do many things now will quite likely be inconceivable in the future, when the potential of blockchain technology is much more fully realized. But we're still far from the goal of complete decentralization. In fact, we're still at the beginning. Lots of kinks still have to be ironed out. DApps are still very costly and difficult to build. Technical challenges still abound, and bad actors are out there taking advantage of all the hype surrounding crypto, while scam developers take people's money and run. But the blockchain genie is out of the bottle, and there's no going back. Alright, that's it for this introduction to Ethereum, the first programmable blockchain. If you're enjoying these introductory videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss the next ones or our other crypto content that we post regularly. And if this is the first one you're watching and you're interested in more, then go check out the ones that we've already posted. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment something, and share it with your friends. But even if you don't do any of that, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.